Hi and welcome to the 5th episode of the Yarnniffler podcast. If you're a new viewer, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm happy that you're here. So today I'm going to talk about a couple of finished objects, a couple of my whips, and just other things I normally talk about, like my knitting and crochet journey, and just some live things. First off, the sun is coming through, so as you can see in the background, the sun is there. Normally she should be almost gone by now, so we will see. But yeah, maybe the lighting changes if I go in and out. So yeah, let's just roll with it. Then you can find me on Ravelry as Yarnniffler and on Instagram as Sam Wyffels. I'll make sure to put it on the screen as well. Anything I talk about, I will try to link below in the description box, so you can just click the little arrow or show more, and everything should be there. And if there's anything that isn't completely clear, just message me and I'll try to help you out. Okay, so I'm Sam. I'm a university student from Belgium, and I like to knit and crochet while I'm not studying, and also sometimes during watching lessons or reading coursework and all of that. So today I'm, as always, in Kortrijk, where the city where I live and study, so where I live during the week. And yeah, let's start. What I'm wearing. Let me come a little bit closer so you can see. So this is a shirt, so a knitted shirt. This is Leiden by Natalie Salis. This is from the Pom Pom Quarterly issue 25. The summer of 2018 issue, so this is the same issue as Nasreen I was wearing last time. So last summer I knitted a couple of tops because even when it's getting warmer, I really like to wear knitwear, and in Belgium it doesn't get that warm, so a knitted top is a possibility most of the times. I knitted this in Holstgarn Coast, so that's their 45% cotton and 55% wool yarn. So this dark green color is dark apple, and this like beigey color is called tawny owl. I made, let me see, size 6, and I used 3.5 millimeter needles. There is a very interesting construction. Let me just take you through it. So the first thing you knit is this panel. So you have things that you knit like say this way around and then this way up, and then next to that you just pick up yarn and knit out, and then you do this at both sides, and then you have a seam under the arm here, so you have a back panel as well. So once you're far enough here, you cast on extra stitches to go over your shoulder and down the back, and then you have like enough stitches and you go out. Then you do a 3 needle bind off here, and then you just leave a couple of stitches here to knit your sleeve caps, and then you go around. Normally, let me come maybe a little bit closer so you can see here. So normally this band you don't have here, but otherwise it would have been too big and always sloped down. So I picked up and knitted a couple of extra rows in the dark green, and then went on to the finishing bit. As you can see, this is the same finished bit on the sleeves. So yeah, I've been wearing this the last couple of days, and I'm happy to be wearing my knits again. This is really getting me to itch to cast some summer tops and shirts on. So yeah, probably in the near future I would like to start a couple of those. Yes, I think that's everything I wanted to say about this one. Then let's see my first finished object. When I showed you these last time, I was in the yellow color. Sorry, the colors are being a little bit blown out because of the sun, but let's be happy the sun is shining. As you can see, I finished them both. So these are my Scrappy rainbow socks. I knitted them toe up, 56 stitches on 2.5 millimeter needles, and used 2.25 for the rib. I did 20 rows of ribbing, and I used Sock Magician's toe up recipe, like to my standard sock recipe, you could say. So let's talk to you about the colors. So the rainbow colors are the scraps from my rainbow blanket. Rainbow blanket, no, my rainbow dress. Those ones, this is merino nylon from Jute of Stranded Dye Works. So it's just, I think it's 80% merino, 20% nylon, and then yeah, just the leftovers I used, and the colors are just called pink, purple, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. Because this was her rainbow because this was his rainbow set last summer to support Pride Month and all of that. And then for the contrasting toe and heel, I used a Mayflower sock yarn class 1 in the color 2053, and I didn't have enough to also do the cuffs, so the cuffs are in the color 2054, but the same yarn. Because like they're very similar from afar, you could say they're the same. This shade is just a bit darker. So yeah, this is my first finished object. So now that I've shown you, I can wear them today. Next up, I finished my kangaroo. So let me find the pattern here. So I've shown you this a couple of times. This is Kangaroo Bella. So this is from, what is it called again? Mijn knuffels van Sokkenwool. So my stuffed animals from Sockwool. But I used Stylecraft Special Decay. So the kangaroo I made is bigger. But as I told you the last couple of times, I made it for my cousin. And once I finished it 2 weeks ago, like you could say, not last weekend, but the weekend before that, I went to see him just in the afternoon to give it to him because he was really excited, and I shared it on my Instagram stories that I was ready, and his mom showed them already, and yeah. So I couldn't wait to show it to them and say like, no, you need to wait 2 more weeks before I can give it to you because I want to show it on the podcast. But I've got a couple of pictures, so let me put them here, or probably I've put them already. So he's really happy. I think he's called now the kangaroo Benny Willems Jr. probably. Yeah, I don't know. My sister was joking with my cousins, and yeah, they gave it a silly name, but he's very happy with it. The little kangaroo has been flying around when I was there already, so everything is good. So maybe the colors I used is the gray is Stylecraft Special Decay Silver, that's color 1203, and then the color for the pouch, the tail, and like the legs, as you can see, like at the side of the body, you have your leg and then the foot. This part is in gray, but the leg part that's sewn to the body is in parchment as well. So that's parchment from Stylecraft Special Decay color 1218, I think. Let me check. Yes, 1218. Because I didn't have enough silver, because I'm using decay, so it's a bigger yarn with less yardage, so, and a bigger hook, so it took more. Yeah, I used a 4mm hook and a 3.5. Like for the arms, I used a 3.5 to make them a little bit more sturdy, because I know kids and they like to take their stuffed animals at the arms and swing them around, so it would be a bit sturdier. And then when I showed you, it was almost sewn together, so I just finished everything, sewed it together, stuffed it up, and gave it to him, and he's really happy. So I'm happy again. And again, I really like knitting, or excuse me, crocheting these toys, because yeah, I think that's very nice, and probably there will be some other ones in the future for the other cousins who are looking again like, yes, you made me one already, but I would like another one. So I'm like, yeah, I'll make sure of that. Okay, then my whips. First off, in, as always, my sock bag from the Grocery Girls. These are my tall socks. The first ones I made, like I have a couple of shorty socks that I've numbered, and then my tall socks, because most of the time I just make them a vanilla pair of socks, and then I'm not that original with names. So these are tall socks 1. Let me see. So these are knit toe up as well, as you can see, 2 at a time. Last time I showed you I was here. So this little moon is a stitch marker from the wool shed from my advent calendar. And then here at the top you have this little fox. This is let me try to hold it still. Where did it go? There. So this is a little fox. This is Maxim Sear from Les Garçons. This is from their holiday mystery box, and then I just have the card from the grocery girls as well. So yeah, it's just to like show me how far I am during 1 week and during 1 day, and then when I showed it on the podcast. Yes. So last time I was just before the heel, so I finished knitting everything to the heel. As you can see, like this orange color is not the heel yet, and then the heel, and then we're going up. I'm not sure how long I want to make them. It's probably be just when I don't have any more urge to knit on them, and I'll just finish them off. So the yarn is Lana Grossa. Let me see, normally I have the tag in here, yes. So it's Lana Grossa mail-in weight in Neo Degree. Yeah, let me show you. So this, yeah, the ball band was ripped when I bought it, but that is of course no problem. So yeah, just your standard sock yarn. I tried it out. Like I said, I thought it would be glow in the dark. I let them lay in the sun yesterday, and then at night I tried to see something. I haven't seen anything yet, so I'm not sure if it is glow in the dark, but still, I like the colors. It's something else. Pretty neutral with just like a pop of orange, so I'm happy with that. Let me put them back here. So these ones are knit toe up with the recipe from Sockmatician, and 56 stitches with 6 extra gusset stitches, because that gives just a better fit for me. Then next up, also in one of my grocery girls bags, the Sock Talk one, I have just the start, the itty bitty start of my next project. I am being cut in my project book. So as you can see, it's just like 3 or 4 rounds, but I started this morning, and then I was like, oh, I need to film a podcast, so I went writing my show notes and everything. But these ones are going to be the Tokyo socks by Mina Philip from her club 8 socks around the world in 8 socks, and I'll be using 60 stitches, the toe up version. So as you can see, all my stitch markers are here. Let me maybe come a bit closer so you can see. So we have this fintail from my advent calendar. Then this is Amy, the sheep of La Bien-Aimée, from my holiday mystery box, and one from the grocery girls. And the yarn I'm using is Yarnniffler classic sock. Let me make sure. Yes, classic sock in the color Love Song, which was one of the colors for one of the kits from the grocery girls. As you can see, I have a couple of sock bags and then some sock yarn. So yeah, that's everything. Let me show you. So that was the contrasting color. So it's just called Love Song. So this is the main color. I have bought this, made 2 cakes of it, so I have a second one at home that's like the other 50 grams, and then I have this color. It's like a dark plum, dark brownie color for contrasting, and then I have another one at home for my second pair that I will show you once I start those. So this is going to be a textured sock. I'm using 60 stitches where I normally use 56, because there are a couple of stitches in it that are not so stretchy. So I thought maybe just go up 4 stitches to make sure that it isn't too tight fitting, because I have one pair of socks I made with 56 stitches with like a very tight stitch, and I can get them on, but they are a bit tight. So I think maybe it's better to go up 1 size to make sure that everything fits. Okay, and why I started these is because I am finished on one of my other projects with like the hard part. So this is gonna be like my socks who are a bit harder, maybe some more brain power needed to knit them. Sometimes you need it, and sometimes you just need some vanilla knitting, which I have as well. So as I showed you this bag before, I think you know what's in it. So this is the house pride sweater I'm knitting for one of my other cousins. So I'm the oldest one of, like me and my sister are the oldest ones of 5 other cousins. So we're at, like, in our small family with 7 little ones. And yeah, my oldest cousin, who I'm knitting this for, turned 12 in January. So our present was this. I would knit her this sweater. My parents would pay for the yarn, so I just pay my time, but I don't have to pay for the sweater. And then we gave her a couple of other trinkets. So this is the House Pride sweater by Megan Reagan. So let me just go back, as you can see. Yes, so here is where I was last time when I show you. So I finished that colorwork motif, then I split for the sleeves, as you can see, and then I did the last motif. So this is as well, this is a little whale or shark, also from my advent calendar from the Woolshed. And then this is where I was yesterday. So yesterday I finished a couple of rounds here and started the sleeves. So let me try to show you. So I'm knitting them 2 at a time, just because I think that's easier to make sure they're exactly the same. And why I'm not knitting on the body, finishing the body first, it's not because I'm afraid I'll be stuck on Sleeve Island, but because when Friday when I got home, my cousin was there and I let her try it on. I wasn't completely finished with the last colorwork pattern, so with the raven, I was somewhere in the middle, and then when she put it on, it was already long on her. So she is pretty big already, pretty tall, I should say, but she doesn't have a really long torso, and she likes to wear cropped things. So I say, let me just measure how long, to have an estimate how long to knit your sleeves, and then probably somewhere this week or next week I will try to see her, let her try it on, and like, if she wants a longer rib, I start the rib probably already, or if she wants a couple of more rounds just plain knitting and then the rib, she can choose. It's her sweater. I want to make her proud of it. I want to make her happy. She needs to wear it. So if there's anything she's not sure about, I told her just tell me and I will try to change it. So I am knitting size 3, but I started with the stitches for size 7 on the collar, because she doesn't like a tight fitted collar. So to just give a bit more positive ease here, then as you can see, this is the back. So here we have the short rows and here we have the front, and as you can see, these are the sleeves. So yeah, this I am using Filcolana Arvetta Classic, so the one with the sheep on it, and I have color 200, that's the yellow, and color 265, that's the blue one, that's called Azul. So yes, I finished the hard part, all the colorwork. I'm very proud of it, because this is the first all over colorwork pattern I've made. I've only done a little swatch, some fingerless gloves. And what did I make as well? Oh, in the first episode, I showed you my Infinity Cowl from the Holiday Mystery Box from Les Garçons and La Bien-Aimée, which I showed you the stitch markers of. And because there I did some colorwork, but it's only like 1 by 1 colorwork. So this is something else, and I'm very happy with it, and it looks great. If I'm knitting it up close, I'm sometimes a bit wondering, but also blocking will help to smooth everything out. And yeah, and if you look from it from afar, it can almost look like a store-bought sweater, so I'm very happy with that. Let me try to put this away without losing stitches. So I'll just keep going on the sleeves till I have, I think, about 23 centimeters, and then I'll try it on her, and then maybe do like a 5 centimeter cuff of ribbing to see, because it's superwash yarn, so it will grow to, I'm trying to keep that in mind, that probably it will grow in length, to not make like the sleeve fit perfectly and then block it and then have the sleeves longer. So yes, this is my last work in progress. I had a very busy week the week before. So this weekend actually I finished up the Raven, so I haven't knitted on this one at all last week because it was just too busy. I just knitted on my simple socks, read a lot because I didn't have the brain power to knit, but I had the brain power to read. So yeah, that's how it went with me. It was very busy with schoolwork and all of that, and yeah, that's just normal life, I guess. So maybe some plans for the future is of course probably another pair of shorty or tall socks, just the vanilla ones after I finish my Lana Grossa ones, just because I always have one of those on the go. And then probably I start my ship shape. I've been talking about it a lot, but of course I wanted to finish the projects for my cousins first, and then I'll try to start my ship shape. But next week and the week after that we have off because it's Easter holidays, and we're going on a trip with my family. So just my parents and my sister and me. And I'm thinking about we're taking the train. So once the trip is over, I'll tell all about it. But we have a long train ride, and then we are there for a couple of days. So I'm thinking probably start a sock on the way there, a tall sock, just a vanilla tall sock to have something simple to knit on, and maybe I'll just start one of my simple tops I want to knit that just like once I've passed the yoke it's just simple down, or something maybe with a bit of pattern in it. I'm not completely sure what I want to do yet, but I'll be sure. Like I have a couple of days at the end of this week when school is done for 2 weeks, so I don't have deadlines to hit and all of that, so I can just go through my stash and search for everything. So yeah, those are a couple of my future plans. I hope to finish the sweater for my cousin soon, definitely, because she wants a short sweater. No problem with me, I can finish it sooner, and I'll probably have like 1 or 2 balls of yarn left, so I can use those as well for socks then, which is nice. Okay, a little bit of acquisitions. I bought the My Favorite Adventure by Tristan of Dragon Hoard Yarn. So she's Dragon Hoard Designs on Ravelry, and this is a sweater with one, you could say, like main color, and then all of your minis from your advent calendar. So I'll put a picture in here. So this one came out now, and I remember seeing it in January, and I was like, okay, once it comes out, I will buy it, and that's the sweater I want to make with the yarn from my advent calendar. So yeah, I'll see once I start that, when I started, but I have an advent calendar from the wool shed from last year, and yeah, this is just one I'll probably look like for a light gray or like a creamy white, something like that to go with it, and then just knit a 1x1 colorwork sweater with lovely colors. That's my plan. Another acquisition I bought yesterday, of course I can show you, is I bought my advent calendar for this year. I bought it from the Homespun house. So yes, I bought it already because last time I am happy with the advent calendar of the wool set I got. But as you can see, I'll try to mute down the colors a bit. I'm more like, I like bright colors, but all of the bright colors together is not really my style. And I really like the muted colors from Molly, and I would like to make a Radvent cardigan. So I'll try to put the picture here. It's like you start at one sleeve and you go up, and then you have like one part of the cardigan, and then you start the other sleeve and have the other part with your minis from your advent calendar, and that's one pattern I really love, and I think I will make that with that advent calendar. So these are very, very future plans, but I would like to share with you that I bought it already. And then my giveaway I won from Chevis of the Chevrel Stuff podcast is on its way. It is in Belgium already. We had some problems with like not enough information, but everything is fine now. It just has to needs to be cleared by customs, and then I'll hopefully am able to show it to you next time. So that's that. And then I think it's time to go through another couple of projects from my knitting journey. So let me just turn a page in my notebook. Okay, the first one is this. So at this time, I am 17, so we're in 2019. I found Ravelry, and then I started looking for like free patterns and like a little bit more expensive yarn, less acrylic. So this is Harvest Moon. So you can really good. You have like this lace pattern here. So this is a cardigan. Maybe I'll just try to put it on as that you can see it. So it's a pretty thick one. I think it's like an Aran weight yarn or so. So as you can see, this is where it ends. So it has a really cool construction. Like I can do this, and it's like one big square. I find that really interesting. So yeah, you have like this, but with this lace panel, you have like a shawl collar, so that's really handy in the winter. Like you can really just tuck it in, and then it is a bit short here, but that's no problem. That really falls beautiful on dresses and skirts. So this is one of my staples I like to wear. This is one of the first patterns. It is sewn in like 2 pieces with a seam at the back. Let me show you. That would be better. Where is my seam? So as you can see here is a seam, and then the sleeves are seamed as well and then put in. Yeah, this is like one of my really earlier makes that I still wear. This is knit in, I can't tell you the name of the yarn, but as I think I remember correctly, it's an alpaca and polyamide blend. And that is all I know, really, because I bought it in like a small shop where they had a lot of yarn, and it was just in a bag. And I went with my grandma, was like, oh, doesn't this color look nice? And I was like, yes. And then I bought it, and then it worked for this pattern. So this is made by Drops. As I told last time, I'm not a really big fan of Drops anymore, but still free patterns are handy for me. When I was just 17, I didn't have a lot of money to spend. Then I made my first pair of socks. I don't have them with me because they're at home. I forgot them, but also they are a bit dirty because they need to be washed. So my first pair of socks was a DK pair. I made the blueberry waffles pattern by, let me see, Sandy Turner. So that's a free pattern, I think most of you know. So that's like a knit pearl, some kind of rib that's in it. It's a DK pattern, so I use that. I'll put in a picture. I made it in Happy Feet XL, so like the bigger sock yarn from Hobby, in like a burgundy red color. That's number 508. And I think, yeah, that was like my first pair. I think I did them one at a time. So this is my second pair of socks, you could say, after my knee-high stockings. But my first pair of shorty socks toe up, I just used like a tutorial on YouTube for a short row heel. Then I made a Scrappy rainbow blanket, you could say. So this is the rainbow blanket from Lottie and Albert. So because I was like one of the youngest one in the knitting group I went to at my local library, I had some people like, yes, I have some wool over, would you like it? I was like, yes, sure, just give it to me, because I didn't really have the money at that moment to buy everything I wanted. But then I had a lot of wool I didn't really want to use. Or somebody was like, yes, my grandma can't knit anymore, so here, this is for you. And I was like, yes, thank you. And then I was, no, I can't use that. So I made these big balls of scrap yarn. So just with magic knotting it together. So I'll put a picture in here. And then you use, I think, 3 or 4 of these big ones together with a 20 centimeter crochet hook, and just made a big blanket. So I'll make sure to put in pictures of everything. It was just, yeah, using up scraps and stash, and I use that blanket every time during the winter over on my bed to just give extra warmth. So that's a good one. Then I have the next one. So at this moment I am in my 5th year of high school, so my second to last year, and I'm 17, and I'm learning to know podcasts, and I knew Hannah from the Cozy Cottage Crochet made this cardigan, and I fell in love, so I made it as well. And then I just bought some cotton from Hobby. It is the Cotton Kings Cotton 88 in the color pigeon gray or color 805. So it's this dark gray, and I made the Summer Diamond cardigan. So as you can see, you have these diamonds that are in it, and it's a pretty long cardigan. So it's like a worsted weight cotton, so it weighs, but it's really nice to wear like during the summer when it gets colder, and then you have like a weighted cardigan, because it is 1 kilo and 700 grams, I think. So yeah, it weighs pretty a lot, but it's really nice to wear. And because of this gray color, it is like a really staple for me, like wearing in the summer over colorful dresses and all of that. And then just this is the sleeve, so it comes to, like, say I put it on, it comes to about my elbow, so it's really nice. So the pattern is Summer Diamonds Cardigan by Chiwei Ranck. I'll make sure to put it on the screen as well, and I really love wearing it. It's one of my staples. So yeah, I thought I forgot it at home, but it's just here in Kortrijk with me, so that shows you that I have it at the place I wear it the most. And then the last one I want to talk to you about is after this cardigan was finished, I started my second pair of socks. This is the first fingering weight pair. I also used Hobby Happy Feet, but not the XL version, but just their fingering weight version in color 122. I'll make sure to put in a picture as well, because they are at home as well as they need to be washed. So this pair I did these ones toe up 2 at a time with a YouTube tutorial. I don't know the tutorial anymore, I'm sorry, but I think if you want to knit socks and just type it into YouTube, you'll find one that suits you. So they were toe up with a short row heel, and then I just made them short. But I almost knitted them 2 times, because the first time I just bought like I bought a 20 pack needle from bol.com. That's like the same kind of online web shop like you have Amazon, but that's just in Belgium and the Netherlands. This shop, and they're just like bamboo needles with a really flimsy plastic cord, which is good for knitting magic loop. But the thing was, knitting with 2.5 millimeter needles that are wood, and you're knitting your first project and you're afraid of losing stitches, and then yeah, I cracked the needle. So after that I bought my first set of Chago needles, the shorty ones, like the smallest set, the mini ones I think it's called, because to knit what I'm trying to say, to knit socks with, that's what I'm trying to say, because I didn't want to go up a size, but then I wasn't using, I used metal needles, so I just started over. But I had my socks almost finished to the heel, so if you know it's shorty socks, that's the biggest part is done. But I'm very happy with my purchase of my Chagu needles, so yeah, that's no problem anymore. Okay, I think that was everything for my knitting and crochet journey these days. I'll just take a short break here and then come back to tell you about the things that happened in the last 2 weeks. Okay, I'm back and I'm ready to talk about the last 2 weeks. So if you're not interested in this, no problem, just have a good day. For the rest of you that are interested, let me tell you about it. Let's just get a little bit comfortable here. So in the last 2 weeks, what happened? The first weekend after I filmed, I went to Leuven on the Saturday. So I drove there myself, which was like the first time I did this big of a trip. It was almost 2 hours to go there and then 2 hours back. So for Belgium, this is a long distance. And definitely for me, I've driven the car I've driven the car a lot already, but not that far and not on my own. So it was just me and my sister. And we went to look for a cot. So we're here in Kortrijk. A cot in Belgium is like the place where you live when you're a student. It's like the student housing. And here in Belgium, this is just like you just rent a room in a house or a building with other people's, and then you share. Some have their own private bathroom, and other ones just share a bathroom and a kitchen and maybe like a sitting room and all of that. So what's going to happen next year? I need to move to Leuven because I can't study anymore here in Kortrijk, because after 2 years it's done. For the third year, my third bachelor year, I need to go there because there are a couple of, like, there are 7 possibilities to study, and we're just with a too small class to give this all here in Kortrijk, so we just go to Leuven with the other bioscience engineering students that are already there or that are coming from other campuses as well. So yeah, it was a bit stressful because there were a lot of people looking at cotton and all of that, but I found one that I am really happy with. It has a big window for that leaves in a lot of light. It has like my bed and the rest of the room are split, so the sleeping area is at another place. So if you like say you have the room and then you just have like these stairs that go up, and then at the top you have the area to sleep in. So I think that's really nice as well, and it is a big area, so I have more place than I have now in this room. Like the room just without the place to sleep is even bigger than the room I have now. So I'm really excited for that, and also like I will stay there normally for 3 more years, so finish up my bachelor's and then 2 years of my master's. So it's really important to have like a room you're satisfied with. And yeah, last year I needed to move to this cot as well because I lived in another one and I wanted to share a cot with my sister. That wouldn't be possible. And then this year I have to move again. So I'm like, I don't want to move a third time once I'm in Leuven. So that's that. Then yeah, just really very busy. So in your bachelor's degree you do like, you have your thesis you do, and we do this as a project. So we are working with a company, we are doing experiments at this company to try to answer a question they have to see if we can help. I can't really go into that more at this moment, but I don't think that is really interesting for you. But just so yeah, once a week we'll go to the company and do experiments there, or we're writing about the results, writing about other things. So that has that takes a lot of time, and because this one day is completely for going to the company, our lessons are on the other 4 days. So yeah, as you can see, normally we have a more lightly schedule, but because of losing one day, everything needs to be pushed to other days, so it's busier. And we had a lot of labs last week as well, so you need to make sure you're prepared, and then afterwards you need to make sure you do all the exercises and all of that. So yeah, it was busy. I couldn't really knit a lot, but I'm happy this week is less busy. Next week we have Easter holidays, so we go on a trip in the first week, and then in the second week we'll be studying. So like the 2 weeks we have is called block, so that means just the time for you to really study. You don't really have classes, you maybe have a couple of deadlines for some smaller projects at the end of the Easter holidays, but not like that needs to take the whole week, just a couple of hours here and there, and then just study, start summarizing, start doing whatever you do, make exercises. They have some kind of practice exams you can make and send in, so those are all very interesting. So I don't really have a set schedule this holiday, but I have to make sure that I get to everything I want to do. And last weekend we went to a party from some friends of my parents, and they had a DJ and there was music, and I danced I think till 3:30 in the morning, and I just really enjoyed myself. And that's one of the things I'm happy about now. After 2 years, it's finally possible to go out and meet some people, go dancing all night. So yeah, as you can see, I really like dancing. And this week as well, as we're ending on Friday, we have a ball. So from our university, from like the student council, you could say, they are throwing a ball. So we need to go like really nicely dressed, and with a couple of girlfriends, we'll first go out to eat something nice, and then we'll just go dancing again all night. And I'm really looking forward to it, definitely, because then the next days the Easter holidays start, so there are not such schedules to get to. Like on Monday, I don't need to be back at school and all of that, so I can just take my time and just enjoy and relax a bit. So yeah, I think that was everything I wanted to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you got some rounds of knitting or crochet in, everything like that. And I hope to see you next time. If you like to see me again, make sure to subscribe, push the like button. That's always nice to see. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!